Hi everyone, so second video review for this week is for Undertow by Jazzy Mitchell. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there's a link within the post. And this is the video review. So, Jazzy Mitchell's Undertow. It's quite an emotional journey, and actually it was quite fitting to read it this sort of at this time of year given what it's about. Maggie, she's writing a memoir ahead of her plans to run for president. So she'd hoped to get away with just dealing with detailing her political career in this memoir, and her publisher is more insistent that she gives some of her background. So she needs to dig a little bit deeper, deliver some snippets of the past. Maggie's kind of reluctant to do that because she's had quite a traumatic past and complex relationships and difficult times, so sharing those is quite difficult for her. And so this story really reflects on past and present. So it was such a wonderful and emotional story. You sort of relived the past when Maggie was going through sort of writing bits for her memoir, reliving the memory which she was telling you about, and it is a past of someone who is strong but really vulnerable, like really vulnerable. And Maggie had a lot to overcome, not only in sharing this but also like just in life. And it was such personal information that she was sharing in her memoirs in the end, the way it was sort of being transcribed within the book, because you were getting that snippet of the past as if it was the bit from the memoir, and then you were getting you know, so that reflection of memory, and then you're getting the present day. So it was really intimate of her to share those with us as the reader, and she very generously shares many snippets and insights, even ones that perhaps weren't going to be used in the memoir. And she had quite a difficult upbringing and a difficult past, and it was quite emotional just sort of going through that. I really felt for Maggie because each part of her story sort of revealed a different level of emotions, and my heart really went out to her because with each sort of snippet you were seeing a different side of her vulnerabilities and why her insecurities now exist. But she had to overcome so much to reach the place she was in, and no one was more deserving of success than Maggie. So her character just provided an important insight into remembering that your past, your upbringing and everything, it doesn't and it shouldn't affect your hopes and dreams. You can achieve anything. She's running for president, for Christ's sake. So the biggest message in this story was that you can overcome these fears, you can overcome insecurity, and you can succeed even if it's still there, you know, below the surface. You can even if you share these experiences and whatever, you will still be loved. People will still love you. People will still support you. People will still admire you. And I very much did admire Maggie. She was strong, she was determined, but it was so obvious how vulnerable she was, and how vulnerable she had been and what she had been exposed to, and therefore still was vulnerable. She was. Those things could trigger a moment, a memory, and it would just unsettle her. And even though she wasn't necessarily fazed by that unsettlement at times, she was. You could sort of feel it within her, and she handled it all perfectly. Politics is normally a difficult place to be, and Maggie handled it perfectly, sort of maintaining a relationship, working towards an ambitious career goal, and sharing these memories. So the way sort of Jazzy Mitchell contrasted the past and present, it really sort of made the book for me. It gave great insight into Maggie's character, actions and feelings through sort of letting me feel connected to her. It developed an intimate understanding of her as a character, both sort of present and past, and it helped add perspective to her hesitance to meet her publisher's demands. You really wouldn't want to share some of the things Maggie had been through, and some things you were thinking, well, I understand that, but it's not important in the grander scheme of things. So you could understand where she was coming from with this dilemma of having to decide whether she really wanted to share some of these stories. So I very much enjoyed the story, and I hope there'll be more from Maggie in future. She's promising big things, and I think we've only just seen what she's capable of achieving, so it'd be great to see what she's up to. She's got a bright looking future, and it would be great to know how that went for her. So I'd love to see her in a future book, and hopefully we will. But I really enjoyed the story. It was really fitting at this sort of political time of year for the Americans, and it just fitted in nicely. So I really enjoyed Undertow by Jazzy Mitchell. I'll pop a link in the description so you can go and grab a copy, which I hope you will. If you've read Undertow by Jazzy Mitchell, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Please comment below, please get involved, please let me know what you thought of the book. And if you haven't read Undertow, but you've got it on your to be read list, you're planning to read it, or you're now really intrigued and want to read it, again, comment below, because it's always great to hear what you're reading. And if you do read it, I hope you enjoy it.